Hello fellow human! So, today's video is not your usual video about an angry Karen. It will be about r/wallstreetbet and some information about the GME stock of Gamestop. So before we start, there are three things you need to know. First, what is r/wallstreetbet? According to Wikipedia, r/wallstreetbets, also known as Wall Street Bets or WSB, is a subreddit where participants discuss stock and option trading. It has become notable for its profane nature, aggressive trading strategies, and role in the GameStop short squeeze that caused losses on short positions in the US firms, topping $70 billion in a few days in early 2021. The subreddit primarily revolves around highly speculative leverage option trading. Members of the subreddit are often young retail traders and investors who ignore fundamental investment practices and risk management techniques, so their activity is considered gambling. The growing popularity of no-commission brokers and mobile online trading has potentially contributed to the growth of such trading trends. Members of the communities often see high-risk day trading as an opportunity to quickly improve their financial conditions and obtain additional income. Some of the members tend to use borrowed capital, like student loans, to bet on certain meme stocks that show popularity within the community. Second, the meme or slang, Stonks. By definition, according to Know Your Meme, Stonks is an intentional misspelling of the word stocks, which is often associated with a surreal meme featuring the character Meme Man standing in front of a picture representing the stock market, followed by the caption Stonks. The picture began seeing used as a reaction image online in jokes about making poor financial decisions. However, in this specific instant, GME stock has indeed skyrocketed by a few 100%. So yeah, I don't know about poor financial decision here, but oh boy, a lot of people made a lot of money out of this. And finally, what is going on with GME stock in r/wallstreetbet? According to a Reddit user, Lars Alarian, the answer is GME is GameStop, the video game store in the mall. Recent years have been hard for game stores as people stopped buying physical games and the used game market dried up, and online shopping took over more of the market. Their stock was bottomed out for a solid year from mid-2019 to mid-2020, and many expected them to go bankrupt as COVID finished killing off brick-and-mortar stores. However, strong interest from investors kept them afloat, and especially retail investors like WSB held off the people betting their stock was going to crash, pushing them into bankruptcy until GameStop was able to sign incredibly profitable deals with console makers, giving them a revenue share for future digital sales on consoles that are sold through their stores. This made all the shares or options for shares that investors and speculators had bought explode in value, giving them huge profit at the expense of those that bet GameStop was going to die. So to oversimplify and really give them more credit than due, Reddit hype and meme investment saved a dying company and made everyone who made risky bets on them a whole lot of money. And for diamond hands and paper hands, while we're on the topic of holding, these two phrases refer to people's hands, but it's really about what they can stomach. If you've got diamond hands, you're ready to hold a position for the end goal, despite the potential risk, headwinds, and losses. So yeah, I think that should cover all the basics. Now, for some of the posts in r/wallstreetbets, to the first one. An open letter to Melvin Capital, CNBC, Boomers, and WSB. I was in my early teens during the '08 crisis. I vividly remember the enormous repercussions that the reckless actions by those on Wall Street had in my personal life and the lives of those close to me. I was fortunate. My parents were prudent and a little paranoid, and they had some food storage saved up. When that crisis hit our family, we were able to keep our little house, but we lived off of pancake mix and powdered milk and beans and rice for a year. Ever since then, my parents have kept a food storage and they keep it updated and fresh. Those close to me, my friends and extended family, were not nearly as fortunate. My aunt moved in with us and paid what little rent she could to family while she tried to find any sort of work. Do you know what tomato soup made out of school cafeteria ketchup packets tastes like? My friends got to find out. Almost a year after the crisis low, my dad had stabilized our income stream, and to help out others, he was hiring my friends' dads for odd housework. One of them built a new closet in our guest room. Another one did some landscaping in our backyard. I will forever be so proud of my parents because in a time of need, even when I have no doubt money was still tight, they had the mindfulness and compassion to help out those who absolutely needed it. To Melvin Capital, you stand for everything that I hated during the time. You are a firm who makes money off of exploiting a company and manipulating markets and media to your advantage. Your continued existence is a sharp reminder that the ones in charge of so much hardship during the '08 crisis were not punished. And your blatant disregard for the law, made obvious months ago through your, for the Melvin lawyers out there, alleged, illegal naked short selling, and more recently your obscene market manipulation after hours shows that you haven't learned a single thing since '08. And why would you? Your ilk were bailed out and rewarded for terrible and illegal financial decisions that negatively changed the lives of millions. I bought shares a few days ago. I dumped my savings into GME, paid my rent for this month with my credit card, and dumped my rent money into more GME. Which, for the people here at WSB, I would not recommend. I am holding. This is personal for me and millions of others. You can't drop the price of GME after hours $120. I'm not going anywhere. You can pay for thousands of Reddit bots. I'm holding. You can get every mainstream media outlet to demonize us. I don't care. I'm making this as painful as I can for you. To CNBC, you must realize your short-term gains through promoting institutions' agenda is just that. Short term, your staple audience will soon become too old to care, and the millions of us, not just at WSB, but every person affected by the '08 crash that is now paying attention to GME, are going to remember how you stuck up for the firms that you ruined so many of us and tried to tear down the little guys. I know for sure I will remember this. In response, here's a list of CNBC sponsors and partners. They include, but are not limited to, IBM, Cisco, T-Mobile, JP Morgan, Oracle, and ZipRecruiter. Their parent company is NBC Universal, owned by Comcast and GE. To the boomers, and or people close to that age, just now paying attention to these millennial blog posts, you realize that even if you weren't adversely affected by the '08 crash, your children and perhaps grandchildren most likely were? We are not enemies. We are on the same side. Stop listening to the media that is making us out to be the market destroyers and start rooting for us because we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to punish the sort of people who caused so much pain and stress a decade ago. And we're taking that opportunity. Your children, your grandchildren might have suffered as I described because of the institutions that we're fighting against. You really want to choose them over your own family and friends? We're not asking you to risk your 401k or retirement fund on a single GME bet. We're just asking you to be understanding, supportive, and not to support the people that caused so much suffering a decade ago. To Wall Street Bets, you are all amazing. I imagine that I'm not the only one that this is personal for. I've read myself so many posts on what you guys went through during the '08 crash. Whether you're here for the gains, to stick it to the man as I am, or just to be part of a potentially market-changing moment, thank you! Each and every one of you are the reason that we have this chance. I've never felt this optimistic about the future before. This is life-changing amounts of money for so many of you, and to be a part of a rare instance of a wealth distribution from the rich to the poor is just incredible. I love you all! And we have some comments from our Reddit users. 10 or so years ago, Gamestop offered me next to nothing for my games. I learned that day not to sell but to hold. I would like to return the favor since I really like the stock. Gamestop was just trading us all along. This is the way. Another Reddit user commented that, my parents invested my college funds in Lehman Brothers 8 months before it went bankrupt. They promised 8% annual returns, and it had an triple 8 rating, meaning it's one of the safest companies to invest in. My friend had a 250k trust fund for after college that he lost. His parents lost a lot of other money too. Screw them! They are evil in 2008. My dad lost his job because of them. And we almost lived in a van down by the river. And it wasn't the SNL kind. Another person commented that, "My dad was a concrete contractor. Our livelihood was based on people doing well, buying houses, and having money to put into those houses. The crush screwed him. As an adult now, I have no idea how he managed to hold onto his house. I know he said he was bidding jobs so low he could barely make anything just to keep his crew working. He passed on January 3rd. Screw it, hurts to type that. You're all gonna meet him when I spray his gray ashes on that red ducking Mars dust." To the next post. I get it now. I completely understand why nobody is selling for the money. I got into GME very late. I had a couple of shares back at 20 bucks, had paper hands, and sold. I went all in a couple of days ago. Despite it only being a couple of days, I've been lurking here for a bit. The amount of 6-figure or 7-figure and 8-figure gains I was seeing was blowing my mind. More than that, it was blowing my mind that nobody was selling. I thought, wait, you made a 7-figure profit. What more do you want? Now that I'm all in, I've been staying more up to date with the things that are happening. And now I get it. I understand why nobody is selling. I just saw a video of a billionaire saying it's unfair what is going on. I saw a billionaire say he's just trying to make a living. I saw an article called wallstreetbets, an alt-right hate group. I haven't seen one billionaire against this movement speak on the recession of 2008. But I've seen stories in wallstreetbets of families deteriorating by the days because of the recession. I've seen blatant market manipulation to keep the common man from trading. I've seen countless of slanders and whining over the last couple of weeks. You know what else I've seen during this time? I saw a guy on here donate switches to St. Jude. I saw a different guy donate money to St. Jude. I saw a guy pay for his dog's surgery. I saw a dude pay off his student loans. I saw a CEO donate it all to charity for small businesses. I've seen somebody be able to buy a place after living in their car. This is all so much bigger than money. That is cliche as duck, but God, it's true. I'm stuck between my blood and boiling and my eyes watering. Honestly, I don't have a huge investment into Gamestop. It's not like my shares alone hold any bearing on Melvin making this out alive or not, but it's all I have. I went from freaking out over losing 100 bucks in a day to losing thousands in a day and just kind of smirking. To be honest, I planned on getting it out if it hits $1,000, but I'm not getting out. Truthfully, I will survive without this money if it tanks. Obviously, money would be nice, but I know some others out there probably need it more. All that I do ask, if you do make it out of this, not holding the bag, please do something good with your profits. Please don't turn into the greedy leeches on Wall Street. TLDR, I like this stock. I like you all. Big like, no sell. Edit. Skyrocket to the moon, baby. Can we cook tendies out on Saturn, or do we need to bring our own? Edit 2. Oh, stop messaging me asking for financial advice. I'm a retard. I'm not giving any advice, I just like the stock. So yeah, I guess as everything unfolds, this is more than just about the stock. It's about sending a message and changing lives. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.